revise the answers a little bit to make all the answers of equal length. You know, sometimes if you gave one very long answer, then that might be the likely answer. So I make them equally long. Okay, are you done? Yes, usually we say leather portmanteau, but here I guess is another way of spelling leather. Okay, I double check. Indeed, in the novel it's leather. Okay. Pretty good. Yes. Inside, there were 3 books that he gets to read. It's also important because this is a detail that none of the films. Today we are going to talk about film adaptations, but none of the films present. None of the film present as detailed a process of education as the novel does. Okay, so that makes the novel very different from any of the films. Okay, the next one. But within a short time, I didn't know how to trick you. So you should thank Samuel for giving you a good time taking the quiz. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. 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 Not too bad. Yes. It's not definitely not the last one. Okay. Not the third one because Adam is not left alone. You know, Adam is created, and then the God guides him through his education. Okay. Yes. He finds some situations similar to those described in the books. Okay. The next one. Okay. Okay, let's take a look. It should be number 1. Let's take a look. A lot of you chose number 2, right? Let me see what you chose. A lot of you chose number 3. Right. He does observe the domestic manners of the family members, but that's not part of Felix's instruction. That's one of the tricks. Okay. Yeah, number 4 is not right because it's not about selflessness. Number 2, maybe maybe debatable because I think the family appreciates the help. It's just that they didn't connect the help with the monster, the one who is so ugly. Okay. Number 1 is indeed what Felix teaches Sophie about social structure, about property, about the difference between wealth and poverty, etc. And it is these social distinctions that get the monster to turn around and look at himself and ask what he is, who he is. Okay. So yeah, this is a very detailed question. It is important, as I said, because we need to be aware of the various kinds of education the monster gets. Later on, I'm going to show you the films. Some films present the monster as monsters, and one film presents the monster as intelligent, but the intelligence comes from the brain that he inherits. It's not through learning. You know, so I think that Mary Shelley, having the idea of noble savage, believes that we can be born as a blank slate and also noble, and then we can acquire human knowledge and human virtues by observation, imitation, etc., etc. Okay. Okay, the next one. Eleanor is not here today? Okay. So are you done? Are you done? I'm going to ask Eleanor for her answer. You're done, right? Okay. So Eleanor, what was your answer? Number 2, but you wrote number 3. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I thought it should be number 2. Yeah, but yeah. Okay. So and that's why I changed. I think you gave a very good question here. But I changed the wording of number 3 just to avoid any misunderstanding, because you wrote he read books and learned the meanings behind it, and I thought that maybe because of I'm afraid that for you is the wrong answer. It's actually a correct answer, but I changed it to a direct quote, to get a direct quote from the novel to make sure that it's 100% correct. And number 2 is incorrect, because here the monster reads the papers not to learn about how to make human beings, but to know that he himself is a made person, is a created person, is not born. Okay, and then he curses his creator. Hateful the day when I received my life. Okay, so he finds the very disgusting circumstances in which he was created. Okay, so that's why number 2 is incorrect. He doesn't get academic knowledge. He gets knowledge about himself. Okay. But actually, a lot of you got it wrong. Got it right. Okay. Okay. The next one. Ask a question. Do the monster's eloquence and persuasiveness make it easier for you to sympathize with him? What would you do if you were the monster? This is not an easy question, because I don't know what I would do if I were the monster. I know what I would do if I were Frankenstein, but I'm not sure if I know what to do. You know, because supposedly the monster was created ignorant. So you know, it's hard to assume the amount of knowledge and skills he has at a certain point. Yeah. Okay. So Phoebe and Vicky, do you want to pick up some classmates to answer the questions? Anyone? Hurry up. Say. Felicie. So are you sympathetic with the monster, you know, after?
Yes, I am. Because well, he was kind at the beginning, and he tries to help people, but people reject him just because of his appearance. So I'm quite sad when I saw that he was misunderstood by them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what would you do if you were the monster?
Well, I would try to seek for friends and family, but I think the monster is a bit too hasty, because he just rushed into the room and talked to the father of the
Lacy family.
Yeah, maybe I will do more things for them and let them know that there's someone that helping them, but they don't know who the one is. So they might be curious, and then when time passes and I go into their room and I can tell them about it, or maybe there will be more. Maybe there will be, you know.
They will be more receptive.
Yeah, receptive.
Yes. Although it's hard to say, because it seems that appearance matters a lot to them. Yeah, but I think you are right. If they do get to know that it is this ugly person that gives them the food, or the woods, and then they may be able to be more receptive. Yeah. Okay, that's a good choice. Okay, do you want to pass the mic back to Phoebe and Vicky?
Our answer is that we, of course, we will feel sympathetic to him because Victor created him, but he was scared, so he abandoned the monster. And the monster at first is very kind to everybody, and he believes that this world is good, but he is kind of feel like he was betrayed by humans. So that is why he would like to take revenge on Victor. And he asked Victor to create the female one for him. But I think if I'm Victor, I will not really want to fulfill his dream, because it is Victor's duty that he create this monster. But I think if I create another monster, I cannot know what this monster's personality will be, and maybe the two of them might keep harm this world, this society. So I think if I'm Victor, what will I do is that maybe I will take the monster to where anyone can find them, and just two of them live together.
Okay. Anything else to add? You're Phoebe, right? You're Vicky.
No,
Phoebe, yes. Vicky, right? Anything else to add? No. Okay. Yeah, I think this is a very good question. This is a very central question. I would only want to say that I hope society can change. I hope that the solution is not isolation of the two. But indeed, today we'll get to see how the attempt to create a female monster is actually not a good idea. Both because it is a creation, and because it is to create a female. I think one related issue has to do with the issue about the sisters that the sisters keeper deals with, and that is this creation done with the consent of the one involved? In other words, does this female corpse agree to be recreated, to be animated? Okay, that's an issue. And then can we predict what will come after the creation? And I think that's another issue. I think that's an issue that Victor Frankenstein starts to question, as he is in the process of creation. He doesn't know what this female monster will be like, whether she will be villainous, or whether she'll like the monster or not, etc., etc. And then a male with a female, there of course is the issue of children, like producing a full group of people like them. And then if this group is not well accepted by society, then there can be social problems. Yeah. So I think a lot of issues can be involved here. Okay. Those of you who haven't got the remote control, you should get it, because there are other quizzes. This is consistent with the interpretation which presents Victor Frankenstein as the Jesus figure, kind of a scapegoat, sacrificing himself for the whole human society. Yeah. Okay, are you done? Okay, let's take a look. Yes, number 3. That he hates the creature so much, so it couldn't be, being proud of the creation or wanting to gain more academic knowledge or continuing his research. It's for the well-being of his family members. Okay. Okay, the next one. Keep Frankenstein alive. Okay. Okay, well, actually, this is chapter 24 right? If we follow the syllabus, it's not part of our reading. We read till chapter 23. Is that right, Rebecca? This is chapter 24, right? Yeah, it's chapter 24. It's a very interesting ending. The first part of chapter 24. Yeah. Okay. Yes, the fourth one. Today we'll talk about this, how the two of them, in a way, get caught up in a kind of entanglement of chase and run. The one has to be chased after, and the other has to chase after the other. Okay, so the two of them are in need of each other, actually. Okay, and that's why whenever Frankenstein is tired, or he almost wants to give up, then the monster will goad him, like by leaving some marks, leaving some language, or even leaving some food for Frankenstein. Okay. He has started to face the consequences, but we can also say that it is after the destruction of the female monster that he faced the true consequences. Okay, so which of them are not right about the consequences? Okay, pretty good. Here, by saying that it's the true consequences, it means that the monster is having a kind of an eye for an eye revenge. You know, since you make me so isolated, I'm going to destroy your family. And that includes his best friend, his wife, and then by extension, his father. You know, his father also died. So, but the first person he kills is not Elizabeth, because at that time, he's not married to Elizabeth yet. The first person he kills is the one that keeps him company all the time, and that is Henry Clerval. Okay, and yes, and then Frankenstein, after, yeah, like what Joan just said, after he destroys the female monster, he sails back to England, and he gets into the shipwreck. And then, very interestingly, I forgot where he lands, but it seems that he's in Ireland, and then the Irish people were very antagonistic to him, coarse and suspicious, etc., etc. So the destruction of the female monster starts Frankenstein's life of social exile. And before he isolates himself by voluntarily, in order to create the female monster. It's after the destruction of the female monster that he gets isolated by society. Okay, he, like Justine, is suspected of murder. Justine is suspected of murdering Willem, and he is suspected of murdering Henry. Okay, he's not all isolated because he had at this point there is a very kind magistrate, I forgot his name, Cramble something, starting with K, who gets his father there and then also who proves that Frankenstein is innocent. And then the father comes into the prison to get him out of the prison. Okay. Yes, number 4 is wrong because Elizabeth's letters make him really torn between pleasure and pain, because he wants to marry Elizabeth, but then the monster left him with a threat, saying that he'll be there on his wedding day. Okay. Yeah, page 195. Yeah. There were a few grammatical errors here that I didn't get to fix. Like he finds Elizabeth lying near him. A handkerchief is thrown across Elizabeth's face and neck. Okay, you're done, right? Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, it should be number 2. Here, Yeah, these are the details of what Frankenstein sees and experiences after he comes around. Indeed, the death of Elizabeth got all the people from the inn surrounding him to surround him, and then, but he doesn't find Elizabeth by him. He goes to the other room to find Elizabeth, and there she has her handkerchief thrown over her face and neck. Okay, and then she sees the monster outside the window. Okay, showing that he's happy about the revenge. Okay. Okay. The next one. I'll let Weber explain the answers. Okay. Okay, number 3. This is the question that I didn't check. So Weber, why don't you explain why the other answers are wrong? The first one, he traveled to England and Scotland and then Ireland, right? Is that right? Okay. Okay. I'm actually not sure about the answer. Okay. So he goes to England and Scotland to look for masters in natural philosophy, right? Because he wants to get more knowledge in order to create a female monster. And he goes to Ireland to find an isolated spot, the island to create, to do the creation. Okay, and then from Ireland back to England, and then to Geneva. Okay, I'm really confused. Okay, so this is wrong. And chapter 20, why is Frankenstein not both the creator and master of the monster? Because he's slave. Yeah, he's a slave to the monster. Okay, thank you, teacher. Number 3. Yeah, this is something I'm not quite sure about. The Genevan magistrate does not agree with Frankenstein's decision, but does he think that it's a matter of madness? Huh? Yeah, but I remember he also said that it's not practicable. It's not practical, practicable. Okay, yeah. So I think you are right. I got the answer from page 200, the third paragraph from the end. This is what the magistrate said. In the middle, I fear from what you have yourself described to be his properties that this will prove impracticable, and thus, while every proper measure is pursued, you should make up your mind to disappointment. And then the last 3 lines, but to the Genevan magistrate, whose mind was occupied by far other ideas than those of devotion and heroism, this elevation of mind has much the appearance of madness. He endeavored to soothe me as a nurse does a child, and reverted to my tale as the effects of delirium. Okay, number 3 is right. Yes, even the father's death has to do with the monster, because the father is truly sad about Elizabeth's death. So it's indirectly related to the monster. Okay. Okay, the essay question. Okay, yes. Why doesn't Clerval goes in the direction of ruin? Jane and Joan, do you want to pick up a person to answer the question? Where is the mic? Okay, so which one do you want to pick? Yeah, why? Yes, Clerval, like Frankenstein, is also very interested in nature, or being in nature. Why isn't he wrong by his passion for nature?
Because I think that the lightning, the bolt, really triggers Victor to have the thought to create a creature. So that is a kind of inspiration for Victor. But however, Clerval is just like a really like brilliant student. However, it's not as special as Victor, and his thoughts and his passion is like, I think it's not same passion. They both have passion in like natural philosophy and science. Science.
No, Clerval is interested in nature, but not in natural philosophy.
Okay.
Yeah, or science.
But okay, but I mean, yeah. I mean, the level of their passion still have some gap between. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why. Yes.
So what is Clerval actually passionate about? If not about science or natural philosophy?
I think Clerval likes to like he wants Victor to appreciate the nature with him a lot of times. So
right,
yeah,
Victor can appreciate nature sometimes, but not always. You know, sometimes if he is preoccupied by his own trauma or his own sense of guilt, then nature is a stranger to him. But Clerval is shown to be always responsive to nature. Yeah. Okay. Could you pass the mic back to Joe and Jane? 双接. Yeah, Joe?
Our answer to this question is that we think Clever is much for Clever's passion for nature is with his love for literature. So he appreciates nature with his maybe heart of literature, maybe the art, and he always get connection with people around him, and he also has the mind of the business in other countries, which is not that his attention is not that aimed at the nature compared to Frankenstein. However, Frankenstein is compared to Victor.
Okay, Frankenstein, yeah.
Yes. And compared to Victor, he's much put so much attention on the nature science and the creation of a life, and therefore he even get deprived himself from people around him for a long time. So in our opinion, we think it's his maybe too much passion for the knowledge he is chasing after that makes him ruin in the end.
So in other words, Frankenstein is want to make transgression, move beyond the human boundaries, while Clerval is one to stay within the human boundaries. He's interested in nature, in literature, and in human relations. Yeah. One thing which is interestingly not criticized by Mary Shelley, is Clerval's interest in colonialism. You know, he's very interested in Indian languages, and he wants to go to India. Okay, so he it's like Safi being presented as a Christian Arab, being confirmed as a Christian Arab. In other words, not a Muslim Arab. Okay, and then here, Clerval's interest in India is presented as being harmless. You know, but we don't know if it is harmless or not. Okay, so this is, I think, a blind spot of Mary Shelley. Okay, but she's just probably the same age as you, 19 years old. Okay, so inevitably there are some blind spots in this novel. Okay, yeah, let's take a break. During the break, I'm going to make lots for you to draw. I have 5 passages for you to choose from. For the 5 groups to choose from. Yeah, let's take a break.